everyone, Artie Tambarambaa, also known as Tammy Porter, with you again today, and we're creating this cute little art journal page using new Art by Marlene products. I really do love creating small. It's lots of fun and I can do a project in a short amount of time. So I did start, I'll take you through what I used. I started with the new art journal, the creative journal, the smaller size with Marlene, and I use both of her stencils. So there's a window one and a Deco screen stencil. I love both of those. And then of course I couldn't go past the party animals little luxury paper elements. I used a black and white marker, and I used the glue, of course, and then a stack of paints. So I've used Cheesy, Hot Curry, Ballet, Ho Ho Ho, Mermaid, Royal and Pitch. And you can see the colours together there. And then I used just a scrap of paper from an old Artie paper pad from the Sofishticated line, just because I love how Marlene's collage papers, and I've talked about this before, you know, they're colourful, they're bright. She started off the mark making process for me, and so I just kind of go with it, and it helps me when I'm looking at a blank page to have something to work towards. So I've just popped down a bit of yellow and orange, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. I'm going through a process of trying to make friends with orange in my artwork. It's actually a colour I don't use. Orange and red I don't use very often. And I had this same, I don't call it an issue, but it was my kryptonite was purple. Purple was very rarely in my art. And I just used it over and over and over and over. And now it naturally comes into my art. So it's time to do it with orange. So I'm in my orange era. I'm not a huge fan of orange, but we're trying to get there. So I began with yellow and orange across the double page, and then you'll see I flipped through the Artie paper pad and just tore off a corner that had, you know, a little bit of orange and yellow in it and a few other colours, so it would give me something to work with. So I simply tore off that corner and glued it onto my page, and then I just started to continue what is happening there. So I'm continuing the marks Marlene already has on the page. So there's a bit of purple scribbly line, so I continued that on, and then I sort of build up a bit more of the yellow and orange, and I'm sort of focusing on having deeper depth of colour around the bottom and sides, and keeping that light towards the top centre of the page. So I'm just basically using Marlene's brushes, in the flat brushes and the watercolour brushes, just to do lots of different mark making. And look, I just added a bit of red. Yeah, so it's lots of fun. Just I find I can switch off in this part and just lose myself kind of in the, you know, in the paper, and look at what she's got on the page, and just try and emulate that. So then I felt like I'd painted over most of the aqua. There was a little bit of aqua in the paper, so I just brought some back in, which is something awesome about art journaling. If you take away too much, you can just add it back in. So I also selected the window from the new stencil and the little llama, that's the smaller size llama in the party animals. And I had the idea of, because he's got his long neck, having him sort of looking in through the window or out through the window. So I came in with some black, and you have to work really quick at this stage because Marlene's paints do dry quite quickly. So I just popped some black down on the left hand side, sort of where I've got more of the lighter background, so that it emulates natural light. And then I placed the stencil over the top, and using a wet baby white removed it, and I'm left with that very cool window shape. And then I just sort of came in with black paint and you know, tidied up the edges and things like that. So now I'm adding a little bit more mark making, because I've sort of noticed that I've got aqua on that right hand side where I came back in with it. But I'd like to work with threes, so I only just put a little smidge in two other places around the window. So now I've grabbed my little llama or alpaca. I'm not sure which one he is, but I'll go with llama. And he's so cute. He's got sort of bright coloured like like a blanket on him, and he's got little glasses and pink lipstick, and yeah, super cute. So the colours work really, really well with the colours that I've got going on in the background. So I glue him down, and I just then went over the top of him, put some of the window, so it's like his head is coming out through the window. So I repainted, I actually think I used my marker just to continue that black line down, so it's only his head and neck that are coming out. Okay, so then I came in with the Deco screen stencil, and I put over the windowsill part, I put white and then removed it with a wet baby white, leaving that gorgeous little contrasty, pattern. And I love that stencil. That's going to be a fave, that Deco screen. And so I thought, I feel like I want to add a little bit of it into the background of my page. So I just took little bits of paint that I've already used in the page, and just in little areas, just using my finger, I spread it on and then lifted it up through the stencil with a baby wipe. And I've just got little hints of, I used some purple and some pink and some aqua just in little sections. I didn't want to cover up all of what I've done, but it just gives another layer, another section of interest. Okay, so now I've come in with some white paint because I wanted to put a quote. And so I felt like it was quite busy, this page, so I added a little bit of white. And I think also because I'd added white to the windowsill, I felt like I needed to bring some white back into the page. So I did that for the background of the quote, and I also used it to add some splatters as well. So now I'm just using the black marker just to sort of tidy things up around the window, and because I've got a few splatters on the black, so I'm just removing those by painting over it. And then I've added my quote, which is, an open mind is like an open window, it lets the fresh air in. And I thought that was perfect with the little window theme going on. And now I'm just trimming up the edge of the paper that I'd stuck on. So this album has nice curved corners, so just tidying that up. And then I had missed it slightly, the edge, and there was a line of white showing through, so I just added a bit more of purple to cover that up. And that is basically my page. So pretty much one of my first plays with the new stuff, and just love it. The new stuff is awesome. Those party animals are going to get used over and over. I think I'm going to have to get another packet. So I'll leave you with lots of close-ups, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you let the fresh air in too. And I will see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.